Yes, we'll record this so other people can then watch it. Super happy to do this evening. I know some people having problems getting the app on their phones because it's the Android, but anyway, I'm sure we will figure it all out. So, any questions? I'll be happy to answer. But before we go, I just wanted to begin with a little intro for those people who haven't met me or haven't been in my life for a bit. I know there's some old standing friends that haven't seen each other. We haven't seen each other like forever. So they joining this, which is quite nice. And so I've been doing this higher yoga for the past 15 years, which is amazing. And it helped my life, it helped my health, helped my mental health. So, I'm here on the mission to spread the teachings and help as many people as possible. So I'm very happy you're here and listening to me, and hopefully we can get some interaction going. So if you can hear me well, can see me well, can you put a little plus in the chat? And you should be able to access the chat because, it's there. So if you just go into the chat, okay, all right. So I can see, I've got a plus. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Heather. So this is working then. Excellent. So if you can't hear me, or if you can't hear me, then you won't hear this instruction, right? Okay. So let me know whilst we just waiting for a few more people to join. Let me know if there was a specific thing that really inspired you to join tonight. You can share in the chat, or if you want to speak, you can raise your hand. There is a big purple button in the bottom of your screen which says raise hand or ask to speak. And I will let you speak. Okay, let's hear Valeria. Hiya. Oh, right, you should try that again. Valeria, you should. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Hi everyone. Satnam. I as you said, like I haven't seen you for such a long time, and I also haven't practiced Kundalini for a while, so that's the main motivation, just to reconnect and also do something uplifting because my body really needs it right now.
Super. Oh, thank you so much, and I'm so excited to hear your voice again. It's been just so amazing. So many long-standing friends just reconnected again, and it's been really wonderful. So thank you so much.
Beautiful. No, thank you for offering this to all of us. Really
yes, we're going to do some really simple but really effective stuff with breath and some hands. And it will help us cleanse our brain, our mind, because in this day and age, we are just so bogged down with the amount of thoughts that we have. And a lot of those thoughts don't even belong to us. They're not for us. But we just keep recycling, going round the circles in our heads and get like a foggy brain. And so it just fogs our clarity, doesn't it? Makes it difficult to know what to do.
Truly so. I feel that.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Thank you so much, Valeria. So anybody else wants to speak and say hi? Just raise your arm, press that purple button on the bottom, or put it in the chat. I don't know how to scroll down in here. Yeah, but I think if you raise your hand, then I'll be able to pick it up. Okay, all right. So for those who have never practiced with me, who never came to my classes, basically what we do in every class, we do some exercises which are simple. Some of them are simple that anybody can do. You don't have to be able to sit on the floor. You can sit in a chair. And some of the exercises more challenging, and it depends on each person really, how challenging they can be. Sometimes just hand exercises can be really simple for some people, and for others they're quite difficult. So we do a few exercises to warm up, and then we do a set which works on a specific aspect of your life. So for example, to clear your mind, maybe to strengthen your nervous system, to work with prana, to work with apana. Apana is it's the force that helps us to eliminate, to let go. And, so different things, prosperity, relationships, lymphatic. So there's just so many. There's over 1,000 of different sets available, which have been passed down from the master to us. And from after that, we might have a savasana, which is a lying down relaxation. And after that, we will do a meditation if we have plenty of time for it. And so basically, I don't know if you know, in this day and age, the call for humanity is to meditate, right? But of course, not all people are ready to meditate and never actually meditated themselves. I have never meditated until I come to this yoga, come to this practice. So for me, meditation was like, I just didn't know what to do. 15 years ago, I had no clue. But actually, we meditate a lot throughout our day. Sometimes we daydream, sometimes we can be cooking and stirring something, and we just elsewhere. We're just not concentrating on what we're doing. We are elsewhere. And meditation, to do the meditation correctly and everything, it needs preparation. And so that's why we prepare with some exercises. So the body opens up all the different channels, all the different meridians, all the different connections in the tissues, in the bones, in the muscles, and energetic connections. So we can then able to do the meditation as well as we can, right? So yeah, in this day and age, I don't know if you know that we've moved into Aquarius age from the Piscean age. And in a Piscean age, everything was very simple in terms of, structures were set. You had to you're born, you go to school, then after school you go to college or university. After university or college, you go to work. And the work you've planned for at college or university or even at school will be there for you, waiting for you. And then you go and have a family and basically grow old, have your pension, and that will be you done, sorted. Yeah. So the plan was set. The path was very clear. You do these things and these things will happen to you, right? Nowadays, in Aquarius age, a lot of structures are crumbling and they, getting removed or they're just struggling. I mean, I went to Victoria's Secrets recently. I quite like the underwear, especially the bras. And I went into the shop only to find out that the shop's closed and you can only either go online or you can go to the next and they have a little section of Victoria's Secrets in there. But none of the underwear, there's just slippers, like dressing gowns and what have you. So big companies are really, really struggling. Big companies having to kind of climb onto somebody else's back to keep surviving. So, and that's what happens in Aquarius age. The information gets so enormous, ginormous. It's always thrown at us because everything is changing all the time. You know, maybe only 5 or 10 years ago, we were able to do things in this way, as old Piscean way, you know. Nowadays, you go to school or you go to university, you haven't got a clue what kind of job you're going to get at the end of it, because the jobs are just changing, you know. Certain jobs no longer needed because computerized systems or software is replacing people. So in this age when everything is unpredictable, how can we be calm, and how can we give ourselves this peace of mind so we don't run on the anxiety all the time? Because the underlying issue with all the times that are changing is that we moving into this real big insecurity. So we are no longer prepared for what is happening tomorrow. Anything can happen tomorrow. I mean, I don't know about English people, but I was born in Azerbaijan in the Soviet bloc. And that was the time when we had a saying in Soviet bloc: you may go to bed being a person or doing this particular job, but when you wake up, there's no guarantees. And basically, this is what happens across the world now. We just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow morning. And imagine what effect it has on our nervous system, right? When we are so stressed, when we're so insecure, when we're so anxious on what's going to happen tomorrow. Some people, especially after COVID, they really scared to even go outside and socialize. There's so many people socializing online now because they have the social anxiety. My son makes money from TikTok, right? He's 23. And I'm saying to him, like, what do you talk about? What he keeps having these live streams every night almost. And I'm like, what do you talk about? They talk about nothing. They talk about rubbish. I'm sorry, but it's about rubbish. Like, oh, hello, like, how are you? And oh, what are you up to? And I can't get it. I don't get it because I'm probably too old for that. But he says he has such a big following, and people, you know, see him one day, then log in and see him again following day. And then after seeing this person a few times, people are, oh, this is my friend. But actually he's not anybody's friend. He's just a person who's talking on TikTok, right? But because they have this relationship and they give them gifts and he mentions them and whatever. So this is how it works. People make friends online because it's too hard a job to go and put yourself out there and be vulnerable and work hard at it. Because to make friends, you have to really work hard, you know. It's not going to happen on the first date. You're going to have to keep going. So going back to this emotional overwhelm that we have in our body, the stress that we have on our nervous system, and, you know, and everything is tense inside. So that's what I was saying in my post the other day, you know, how can we create this calmness, oasis of calm and inner peace if, you know, we bombard it from the outside and inside we're insecure and we like holding off for a dear life. So, you know, there are a few things, of course, and Kundalini Yoga has these tools. We work with breath, we work with postures, we work with diets, we work with mudras, we work with focus. There's a lot in it, but I can't give it to you all tonight. So, I hope you understand. So is it interesting? Are you with me still? Do you want to hear some more? How can we do this? If yes, just like put a plus in the chat, or maybe just put a little fire in the chat. And I'll let you know what we can do. So, okay, all right. I don't see any pluses in the chat, but maybe. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to try a little breath. Okay. There's nothing difficult. Just sit nice and straight. You can sit in a chair. You don't have to sit on the floor. Just sit in your chair. If you're sitting on the sofa, or if you're sitting on the sofa, just go on to the edge of the sofa so the edge of the sofa can support your spine. If you are standing, you can stand, totally can stand, as long as you keep your spine straight. So we're going to do this very, very simple exercise. So interlace your fingers, yeah, like this, and touch the thumbs together, yeah, if you can see me, hopefully. Now your elbows going to be straight out, so you're not going to let the elbows go down. Just going to keep the elbows straight, and you're going to pull, trying to pull the elbows apart, the hands apart, but you're holding yourself, your hands with your fingers, okay? Right, so bring this mudra, bring the hands position in front of your heart center. And what we're going to do, we're going to make an O-shaped mouth, and we're just going to breathe in and out through the mouth, but quite, powerful breath, as if you're firing the fire. Okay, so thumbs together, fingers interlaced, heart center, elbows stretching out, and we're going to begin the breath. So keep going. So in and out through the mouth. So if you have people around you, you might want to find a space where you can just sit undisturbed. So keep going. I've got the timer. Keep going, just find your own rhythm. You don't have to follow my rhythm. Just follow your own rhythm of breath. Close your eyes whilst you hold in this position and bring the focus of your eyes to the chin. So you might want to touch your chin with your finger just so you can feel where the chin is, yeah? So eyes at the chin, hands in front of your heart center, elbows stretched, and breathing through the O-shaped mouth. Doing really well. Keep going. We have one last minute of this. Keep going. Last 15 seconds. Please inhale through the nose. Squeeze your muscles at the bottom of your spine. Squeeze your muscles at the bottom of your spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the anus, the perineum, the navel, which is your belly button. Squeeze them in and up, even if they feel like one big blob. Cannon breath out. Exhale. Inhale again. Stretch the elbows. Squeeze those three muscles at the bottom of your spine. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep your spine nice and tall. Cannon breath out. And last time, inhale. Squeeze those muscles. And keep stretching with your spine. Squeeze those muscles. Don't worry, it's too many instructions, I know, but just go with it. Cannon breath out. Exhale. Bring your hands down. Just shake them out. Shake your arms. Shake, shake, shake. Bring them down on your knees or just down by your sides. Keep your eyes closed. And just go inside yourself. And just feel whatever you might be feeling on the inside. Go into that space. You may have never ventured inside of yourself. You may have done this, but it's been such a long time. You really long to reconnect. And just try to find that space where there's like an opening. There's like an opening inside of you. And just stay there. Feel whatever you're feeling. You might not be feeling anything, sometimes it takes few attempts. Or sometimes the brain is so foggy that it cannot just go through all that fog and all that rubbish that we have on the inside to actually get to that opening, to that space. That's okay though. Everything takes practice. Everything takes practice. So, how was that for you? So that breath that we did just now, it was just 3 minutes. Now tell me how it was for you. If you want to raise your hand or if you want to put in a chat. I'm going to see if I can scroll down. There we go. Let's see. I can scroll. Okay. Yes, B, please. B, can you hear me? You can start speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Hello. I was saying, it's great because it felt like I'm back. I haven't felt that way for a long time, even though I do some inner work, but not like this. So it feels very warm and full of life. The main thing that came up, and I had forgotten that. So it was very, very nice. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I remember when you used to come to my classes, you used to say, I've seen that, I've seen my soul. connected to myself. And then you're like, but then I've lost it.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's still there, and it's yeah, it was quite powerful, more than I thought it would be. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, B. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Valeria says it's tough. Showed how much I lost in this period. Yeah. I mean, it is difficult. Times are really difficult, and we basically almost just like Lewis Carroll said in his, Alice in Wonderland, is to keep up. We have to really run really fast on the same spot just to keep up. We always have to allow ourselves to change. But when we are insecure and we are stuck with this emotion and our head is full of this unnecessary information, it's not going to help us, right? It's not going to help us adapt, change, and be flexible. So, and yeah, all the problems stem from the mind, because I don't know if you know, but the mind runs our lives basically, I don't know if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or, 60, whatever. For that much time in our lives, mind has been running the show. And if your mind is saying that, okay, this is not what I want, this is not what I expected, I'm really upset by this, and then the positive mind expands that. Positive mind says, yeah, this is really horrible. Yeah, you are not worthy, or you're really bad, or or you're just a loser. We're not getting anywhere. So for us to relax and take on this big challenge of life and bring something to it, we need to be able to connect to our inner light. And inner light is where that empty space is. But if the head is full of neurotic thoughts, if the head is full of that unnecessary information, we're not doing ourselves a favor at all. And it just shows you a little exercise, 3 minutes exercise can do wonders. So let me see. I think Penelope said something. Yep, she can't see the chat, but love the breath work. Wonderful. Penelope is one of the students from the level 1 teacher training. So I'm really happy you're here tonight. So anybody else wants to say anything? How was it for you? Did you try the breath? How was it for you? You can raise your hand with that purple button at the bottom, and I'll let you speak. You can speak in Russian, I'll translate. Можно по-русски говорить, я переведу. Нас тут много таких. Или по-украински. Если кому-то интересно, можете руку поднять, и я вас включу. Okay, all right. So another thing about the mind I was going to say, it's that we need to get the reins back from our mind. Yeah. So if it was running the show for so long, and we just like these, pathetic doggies that just follow the mind, and the mind's got us by the nostrils and just leads us wherever it wants to. The problem with the mind, right? However magnificent it is, and it really is magnificent, it's like this super computer which can connect us and disconnect us, right? It can do so many things. But the problem with the mind is that the mind is limited. So it's not going to let us expand and propel or progress unless we go beyond the mind. Does that make sense? So we need to open up our boundaries of how far we want to go. We want to come out of that comfort zone so we can experience things beyond the limitations of the mind. And the problem with the negative mind actually is that it can only work with things that have happened before, because it has nothing to fall back on. It has nothing to teach us. It can only teach us from the experiences from the past. And if we are stuck in a particular experience, say you were stuck in a childhood. In a childhood, the problem with the childhood is that we're innocent and we're lovely and we, like a sponges, we take everything in from our experiences, but the consciousness is not high enough to process the experiences in the way that, say, the adult would, right? So we processing our experiencing and making a judgment as a, say, 7-year-old would, or a 5-year-old, right? So, for example, I had a student today, and he was talking about the situation in his life, and how, he's stuck in a situation, and basically last week he was saying same things, and I said to him this week, "Oh my God, 1 week you haven't moved on, you haven't processed it, you haven't been able to shift from that mindset, right?" So can you imagine if the mind clicks onto something and keeps getting at it, just like that hamster in the wheel, just the same cycle. So we just expanding the same negativity, yeah? Rather than do a bit of breath, do a bit of exercise, have a bit of healing and a different perspective. And the only different perspective we can have is through doing and using these tools that I can offer you. So, I said to him, we need to snap you out of that process. And I did give him a recording last week to do like every day, for example, so he can expand, so he can process what happened to him and move on. But he said, well, I have the recording, it's there when I need it. But what's good of it if you're not practicing, if you're not doing it, right? So, we can have all the tools in the world, but if we're not using it, it's not going to do us any good, right? It's not going to, it's not going to help us really. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Does that make sense? Makes sense. Thank you. And Heather also said that I can feel my body and mind really needs this, like it's running on empty. Yes, exactly. We are running on empty because the thing with that, we cannot get fulfilled from the outside. No matter how many riches we can get, no matter what a beautiful boyfriend or or a sex partner we can get, no matter what a brilliant job we have and the income, and no matter what house we have or a car, one day it will be that we're going to stop enjoying it, right? It's like eating a cake. Cake, your favorite, triple chocolate cake. If you eat it once in a while, it's wonderful, right? If you start eating that cake every single day, there'll come a day when you're going to hate it, right? The same with things around us. So the only fulfillment we can get is from the inside. And actually, what I'm now offering in my classes is the healing space through the Satnam Rasayan. Satnam Rasayan is the healing, which is the crown of Kundalini Yoga, because like any yoga, the aim of any yoga is to silence the mind. Patanjali, I don't know if you heard of Patanjali, he was the wise yogi. He downloaded all of the wisdom about postures, about breath, about the mind, and so forth. So he's written 194 little passages, like sutras they're called. Anyway, so Patanjali even said, the beauty of life is in silencing the mind. So we need to silence the mind. How on earth are we going to silence the mind if it's like we just bombarded? We don't even have the space to sit down, close our eyes. Even when we do sit down, close our eyes, like the thoughts, oh my God, it's just enormous, the amount of thoughts we get. Like every time we blink, we get 1,000 thoughts. We cannot process them all because we're just so full of it, right? But every time you blink is 1,000 thoughts. And then, and they just collect and collect, and they sit in our consciousness. And then when the consciousness gets full, then they go into our subconscious. And so we are just this embodiment of a cupboard, which is full of stuff, which we don't want, we don't need, doesn't relate to us, just stuff, So we need to be able to clean ourselves daily. Basically, it's like having a shower, having a mental shower, If I asked you, do you have a shower every day, or do you brush your teeth every day? You'd say, yes, of course, sometimes twice, right? Or on the hot day, you might have a few. So, or it's like going to toilet. You need to go to toilet. You need to empty yourself. If you were just like eating, and never going to toilet, what's going to happen? If you eaten for 40 years and never went to toilet, what's going to happen? I wonder. What's going to happen? We're going to burst, right? And we're going to burst, and all the shit going to come out, like literally. And that does happen, right? Tell me if it happens to you. Tell me if it happens to you that, it comes a day when you just burst, when you have a go at somebody, or you like shout at someone, or you have not a nervous breakdown, but you have a moment when you just like, you don't care what comes out of your mouth, basically. And we start hurting people, right? So it's not only just good for you, to have this kind of cleanse or practice, daily practice. It's actually necessary, in this day and age, it really is necessary. Right, let me see what messages I've got here. Penelope says, I've had to put lots of boundaries in this month. I did too much and needed to make time for me to focus on self. It's been a challenge, but helped with the overwhelm of thoughts. Yeah, thoughts overwhelm us. It's really, it's a bitch, but, we can, and pretty quickly with the practice. And that's what I love about Kundalini Yoga. It works really fast. Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight. Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe if you're just starting, it's not going to happen like, in a few weeks. You might have to practice to get somewhere. But like you've seen with the breath, 3 minutes and you're there, right? Your body might need a longer adjustment time to do this, but it is very possible. And yeah, it's necessary to cleanse your mind, because otherwise all you are is a produce of your own mind, right? How all of our illnesses, all of our misfortunes in life, all the product of our mind. And yeah, and until we understand it, we're not gonna basically do much about it. So today I'm talking to you, I'm talking to your consciousness, and I'm also talking to your soul. So hopefully you feel this, and some things you might not be able to understand, and that's okay, but just feel it in your heart. Feel it if what I'm saying actually calls to you or resonates with you. So I'm going to just, shall we do another? Yeah, because I've prepared another breath for you today. And then I will go back to the insecurities and things, okay? So, right, are we happy? Give me a plus or a fire if you're happy to do another breath. Right, okay, thumbs up. Perfect. Yes. Wonderful. So, okay. So what we're going to do, so this breath is to clarify your mind and also to allow your intuition to open up, right? So if you can sit on the sofa or on the chair or on the floor in this way, you don't have to have both legs crossed. You can just have one leg crossed, okay? So let it be the left knee that is kind of, the left leg that is folded, right? So what you do, you place your left hand into the fold of your left knee, okay? So the other leg can just be stretched out. And you need to bring the left elbow forward so you can keep the angle or the line of your lower arm and your wrist as one line. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see. So I've put my hand into the fold of the leg, left leg, so you can put it deep, and then bring the elbow forward like this. Yeah. Right hand is under your throat. So it's like you're holding yourself around your throat. So 4 fingers together, thumb is separate, and you're just placing your hand there. Okay? So do your best with your left arm, obviously. If it's just the first time, don't worry. Just do your best. Keep that elbow forward. Keep the shoulders down. And you're going to close your eyes. But before you close your eyes, let me show you the breath, what we're going to do. So the breath, and I can come closer. So the breath is through your cheeks. So look, it looks like this. So your cheeks puff up and you have a little bit of an opening when the breath comes out. Okay? So do your best. I know I can't see you, so I can't check. But anyway, so we'll do that. So the left hand in the fold of your left knee, elbows forward, shoulders down. Right hand is at the base of your neck. Close your eyes and begin that breath through the cheeks and the mouth. And just keep going in your own rhythm. Keep going and just enjoy it, okay? Imagine you are letting all those unnecessary thoughts out, that you are allowing yourself to release those unnecessary thoughts. Keep going, just over a minute to go of this breath. Keep doing that breath. Last 30 seconds. Keep breathing through the mouth and through your cheeks. And now please inhale. Stretch your arms above and stretch your fingers. So make your fingers tense. Inhale. Squeeze all those muscles at the bottom of your spine. Anus, perineum, navel. Keep stretching. Count breath out. Inhale again. Stretch up, squeeze the muscles at the base of your spine. Count breath out. Last time. Stretch up, stretch your fingers, squeeze the muscles at the bottom of your spine. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Count breath out. Shake out your arms. Shake, 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 shake. And just bring your arms down. You can relax your legs if your legs are hurting. You can stretch them out or come back sitting on the chair. And just crouch over like this. So not completely in a ball, but just crouch. In Russian it's called поза извозчика. То есть извозчик заснул. Вот он едет на своем фургоне и он заснул. So it's the person who sits on the special carriage, and he's still got his reins in his hands, and he just fell asleep. So he's not falling over, right? So go into that position, close your eyes, and imagine bubbles like, bubbles of air or bubbles of soap bubbles in front of each of your eyes. But your eyes are closed. And just concentrate on those bubbles. Just breathe in relaxed manner. And just look at those bubbles in front of you. You may have some tension in your jaw. Relax that tension. Relax your thinking. Just focus on those air bubbles in front of your eyes. Your body might be making some noises. That's totally fine. If you need to yawn, you can yawn. Normally when we yawn, it's an indication that the parasympathetic system kicks in, the one that is responsible for rest and digest. So just keep in that position, just crouch down, relaxing your breath. Just less than a minute to go. Keep your focus on those little air bubbles in front of your eyes. And let's inhale. Straighten out your spine. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Not so much on the face. So every muscle squeeze, 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 squeeze. Count a breath out, relax. Inhale again. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Count a breath out. And last time, inhale. Squeeze every muscle in your body and your spine is straight. Count a breath out. And now just relax your breath, keep your eyes closed, and again just go inward. Go into that empty space within you. Go into that opening. Go into the opening. And just feel yourself. Doesn't matter what you feel, just feel it. Don't try to fix it or judge it whether it's a good one or a bad one. Just let it be. Just feel all of your sensations on the inside. Wonderful. So you can open your mind. Open your eyes. Sorry. Yeah, open your mind to more possibilities. Let me know how you feel after this. We just did 2 exercises, just 2 simple exercises. Let me know how you feel in the chat, or maybe you want to say something. Do you want to raise your hand? Just let you guys type something. How was this for you? Okay, so we have one. Feel calm, slow, in a really good way. Yes, lovely. And Penelope says, feeling calmer, tingling. Yeah, first exercise could feel in the heart chest area. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, this tingling, it's actually quite important. This is what Satnam Rasayan also teaches, is that we need to allow our sensations to be as they are, without, like, as I said, fixing them, without judging whether it's a good one or a bad one or where it's coming from, just letting them be. But because we don't have enough space inside, because there's so much clutter inside, we've just unable to feel. We're so insensitized because of how much we hold on the inside, how much clutter, how much pain, how much tension, how much guilt or shame, how much insecurity and anxiety we hold in. We cannot be sensitive, because if we become sensitive all of a sudden to all that rubbish that's on the inside, we wouldn't know how to live with ourselves. It really is that simple. We wouldn't be able to live with ourselves. So what I help with in my classes is to cleanse that clutter, to clarify the mind, to get rid of that brain fog, to get our bodies more flexible. And it doesn't matter how inflexible you are at the minute. It really doesn't matter, because everybody starts where they are, and we just stop the judgment of ourselves and stop the guilt, and we can just start today, start afresh. So, and all of that happens from the place of my own stillness. So in my classes, I teach now from the place of stillness. So I've kind of upgraded myself in this way. So I know a lot of it probably won't make sense to you, which is totally fine, because a lot of good things, they bypass the mind and go straight into the heart, which is good for us. Because if you feel the connection, if you feel the calling, if you want to start changing your life from, today, then the opportunity is there for you. So I will invite you all to my classes. I teach in person and online, so you're very, very welcome to join. I know some of you are on teacher training, and we do have teacher training as well coming up next year in March. It starts in March, and that is fantastic also opportunity for people to go deeper and to understand all these things that I was talking about today, not just with their body and their heart, but also with the mind, so they can explain it to others, so there's plenty of opportunities, as I said, and going back to the insecurity and why we hold all these things inside is simply because the way we were raised, the way we were brought up, we were never taught to trust ourselves. We were never taught to trust our gut, never taught to trust our feelings, never taught to trust our heart and our sixth sense or our intuition. So in Age of Aquarius, it all goes back to just feeling and living your life through feeling. And it doesn't mean that we feel and then we start fixing everyone. No, not at all. It goes back to just being with those feelings and allowing everybody else to be the way they are. We're not fixing everybody. We're not changing anybody. We're just allowing them to be, because we're so fulfilled from the inside, we don't have the need to blame another in our misfortunes. We don't have the need to make somebody else pay for the experience that we didn't plan in our life, right? We can allow the experiences to come, because the only complainer that sits with us is our ego and our mind. It's our mind decides what kind of experience it wants to have and whether it's going to be a good one. And if nothing goes to plan, then the toy's thrown out of the pram, right? But actually our soul never complains. If you haven't spoken or connected to your soul for years, your soul is still there for you. It's not going to say, oh, you haven't seen me in 30 years. Now, what do you think of that? Right? So our soul still there, waiting for a moment of connection. And for our soul, it's not important whether the experience is marked as a good one or marked as a bad one. It's just an experience, and that's what it's here for. When you start to expand in your consciousness, and that means going beyond your mind, that means going beyond your thoughts, then so many amazing synchronicities will start to happen for you. You will be just in awe. You will start to reconnect to the magic of life, because life is magical. I tell you my personal story. I breed Siamese cats. Oh, hello. I've got a wasp. How is a wasp out at 8 o'clock at night? I don't know, but here you are. So I breed Siamese cats, right? They pedigree. And my queen, my cat, she escaped because my mum was looking after her during August whilst we were away as a family. But my mum was here looking after my animals, and the cat escaped for one day. For 24 hours, she wasn't anywhere to find. So she came back. Long story short, we now find out that she is pregnant. But of course, we don't know who the dad is. And it's probably going to be not a Siamese boy, right? So we're probably going to have Moggy kittens. Means they not a proper breed. Hopefully, they all going to be healthy. I mean, I still have to spend all this 13 weeks of raising them, looking after them, all that hard work, very enjoyable, but hard work. And, and spending all the money on the vaccinations, on the chipping or whatever, checks and what have you, and food. I'm thinking, I don't know if I like this experience. So, what can I do? But my children, absolutely over the moon. I mean, they've never been excited about our cat bringing other 2 litters. They're so excited about this one. I just can't believe it. And they said, oh, Mum, what if the cat brings 9 kittens? Because normally Siamese bring about 4 or 5 kittens. And, I would normally sell Siamese kittens for like £900 because they're pedigree, da-da-da. Now, Moggies, you can't sell Moggies more than, 300 or whatever? So, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, actually, if she does bring 9, maybe I can make my money back. So, if my mind was still short and was still limited in like, oh, I need to have only Siamese kittens, da-da-da, I could have given myself a really hard time. But just opening up and having this flexibility of your consciousness to see the situation from a different aspect and to see the good in it and to see, okay, what can I experience different this time? What universe brings me differently this time? Yeah. So story's not finished yet. I'm still in the middle of it. So we still don't know, but I'm just sharing just so it hopefully makes sense to you what I'm talking about. Do you have any questions? to me? Is there something still unclear? You can raise your hand or you can put in the chat. Just gonna give it a few more moments. If somebody's typing, if there's any questions. No? No questions? All makes sense? So, if there's no questions, then I will probably close tonight. It's been amazing to have you here. I really appreciate your time and trust in me. And that's what, going back about the insecurities and the trust, the path to trusting yourself starts with trusting your teacher. When in olden days, when apprentices used to be following their spiritual teachers, they just had to trust the teacher first. So the teacher knows the path, and the teacher can open the path to you if you're willing to listen and take part. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Penelope. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. So yeah, reach out to me. Give yourself a bit of time. See how you feel tomorrow. After this we only did 3 little exercises today. Imagine what a 1.5 hour class can do to you, and imagine what a teacher training do to you. So, consider it. I would love to have you in the class so we can journey together. And you've had a little bit of healing today, some Namrasana healing through these breath works and the moments when you were going in deeply to the silence. And so any questions, if you have tomorrow or day after or maybe 10 years later, I'm sure I'll still be here doing the same thing. Just reach out and I will be very happy to help and answer. And we are all interconnected in this world, and the more people I can help, the more I can help myself. And that's how it works, until we all content and upgraded or updated on this planet Earth. Until we can find the peace within ourselves, we cannot exude or radiate the peace outwards. So, something. When are your online classes? So, yes, I miss you too, darling. So, online classes are, at the moment, I teach twice a week. It's on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock and Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Both of those classes online and both of those classes in person. If there'll be some interest on a Saturday, I'm happy to look into it. So let me know, what's of interest. And I'm also doing a chat for the next 2 weeks. I'm doing a green diet. So if you want to experience a green diet and cleanse yourself through your gut and through what you're eating, because that also helps your thinking process and cleansing that, you're very welcome to join the chat. It's absolutely free. Yes, B, you've just found the chat. It's been really nice to reconnect to you and to myself in a way I haven't in a long time. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Me too. I'm really happy to have you here. And yes, and we have, yoga retreat, Ayurvedic retreat in February next year in India, in wonderful place called Kerala, which is the south of continent, south of India. And we have not only 10 days of Ayurvedic cleanse and doing the diet and doing the exercises that help us to cleanse the liver and colon and intestines, and also cleanse our lymphatic system. And it will be in a very good time in February. It will be in a warm place, so it will be easier to do it in a kind of warmer climate. And we also have like 4 days of just going around the sites and seeing all the beautiful places in Kerala in India, you know, like elephant sanctuary and temples and lots of fun places. So yeah, so these are like things that are ahead of today. And but you know, connect with me, join the classes. I would be very happy to see you there. And yeah, let me know if you need to know more. So for now, thank you so much, everyone. I will see you in my channel. You can post questions in there. I'll be happy to answer them. And yeah, anything new or, you know, any other things I will share with you in the chat. Thank you. Have a lovely evening and lots of love. Bye. Bye. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you.